The latest developments in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit have suggested that Ripple may be on the triumphant side until further notice, as it's won various key motions that could be critical in proving its fair notice defense. Remarkably, the court ruled in favor of Ripple last week to unseal two critical memos that the company claims will reveal insight into how the company classified XRP back in 2012 when it initially came into circulation. Thanks for watching Make Money Online. If you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on post notifications. We also have a crypto Discord group where we give out calls for our favorite altcoins, and you can also win special rewards for inviting your friends to the group. Links for that are in the description. In other news, Bitcoin and other significant cryptocurrencies have crashed after Russia sent off what is being called a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The price of Bitcoin has seen a slight upsurge to just under $40,000, up by almost 9% over the last 24 hours, and at the same time, other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Cardano, and XRP have experienced similar upswings. Crypto's most recent price pumps imply that a mouth-watering amount had been flowing through the extensive crypto market compared to the past week. They're increasing the overall price to levels as seen a few weeks ago. Even with the mounting geopolitical strains among Russia and Ukraine, Bitcoin's crash has corrupted its standing as digital gold and a place of refuge for investors amid an emergency. The trading team of the Bitcoin and crypto exchange Bitfinex wrote in a message note, Bitcoin is acting in lockstep with other alleged risk assets as Russia's invasion of Ukraine sends worldwide financial market sectors into a spiral. Markets across the board are dancing to the tune of geopolitical events. Aside from the ongoing crypto breakdown, the oil price has flooded past $100 a barrel, the most elevated level seen by the worldwide benchmark Brent crude future in over 7 years. Gold, the customary place for refuge for high-risk investors, has likewise taken off higher lately. The US, the UK, and some of their partners have placed a series of economic sanctions on Russia, with more expected in response to Russian President Vladimir Putin's sending off of a special military operation in the eastern Donbass region of Ukraine overnight. With Bitcoin and the rest of the market barely recovering from the damage caused by the coronavirus pandemic and subsequent lockdowns, the price of these digital assets has skyrocketed over the past 2 years, registering a 300% swing to the upside. Alongside the global stock markets, the Federal Reserves of the world have decided to surge the system with cash to balance the economy. Be that as it may, the Bitcoin price peaked in November last year to nearly $70,000 and has now lost half of that amount following the Fed's recent announcement of a possible hike in the interest rates for the first time since the coronavirus era and cut back its enormous stimulus checks. As a result, other altcoins like XRP, Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Cardano have generally dominated Bitcoin's rally in the course of the last 2 years. This week's reports state that Biden's organization could have a long-anticipated executive order a week from now to guide governmental agencies to study Bitcoin and other significant cryptocurrencies, to think of a government-wide strategy to control digital assets. And now, people talking about the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, the latest developments have suggested that Ripple may be on the winning side. It's won various key motions that could be critical in proving its fair notice defense. During a recent podcast with Thinking Crypto's Tony Edward, Joseph Hall, the former SEC overseeing executive for policy, examined the situation with the case, how it's advanced up to this point, and what's in store pushing ahead. The former SEC official affirmed that we can't ascertain the SEC's plans to improve the XRP lawsuit, as it's evident they're already on the losing side. However, we know that the Ripple network has been functional for quite a long time before the filing of the lawsuit against them by the SEC. The ramifications for the SEC and the crypto business in general are immense, yet just as hinted by Mr. Hall, the SEC puts everything on this claim, and their entire regulatory effort may be in point of fact shut down, assuming they fumble on the benefits. According to Hall, Ripple is a solid defense on the ground because the SEC neglected to give fair notification of its investigation. Individuals and corporations are expected to be informed if the regulator investigates them. Nevertheless, the XRP community has expressed its sadness and worries since the start of the lawsuit. In Hall's opinion, the same is pretty compelling and might matter to a judge, but might not necessarily act as a trump card. According to Hall, the lawsuit against Ripple may not wind up in the way expected by the SEC. He went on to say a judge in a lawsuit may only ask one question. If you're aware that XRP is a concern and have knowledge of it since 2012, why now? In addition, to recall that attorney Jeremy Hogan likewise highlighted the huge goof made late by the SEC concerning its lawsuit against Ripple. According to Hogan, the SEC made a significant blunder for saying Hinman's comments regarding Ethereum could be depended upon as guidance. He said this suggests that the regulator is backtracking its past argument that Hinman's comments were his personal opinion. In that video, Jeremy Hogan went on to discuss how the SEC has documented a motion for the court of law to rethink the unsealing of the emails connected with William Hinman, the ex-SEC director of corporate finance. The latter in a speech said that Ethereum was not a security. The SEC wrote in the motion to the court, the speech itself and the many drafts and comments made by SEC staff across different SEC divisions and offices deliberating the agency's approach to the regulation of digital assets show that Director Hinman and other SEC staff used the speech to provide general guidance as to how CorpFin, Hinman's division, would apply the federal securities laws to offers and sales of digital assets, including Ether. Indeed, SEC regulations provide that Director Hinman's public statements could be relied upon as representing the views of CorpFin, the division he led. Hogan called attention to the fact that Hinman's comments about Ethereum could be considered guidance. The SEC makes a significant mistake by backtracking its past arguments that Hinman's remarks were only his personal opinion. In litigation, you have to have your strategy, your theory of the case, or the theory of the issue that you're arguing, and you have to stick with it in a driving under influence defense case. For example, your legal position may be that your guy had been drinking but was not impaired. If that is your position, you get your client straight on it. And you don't waver if he gets up on the stand and says, well, now that I think about it, I don't think I drank that night. You're screwed. As indicated by the legal expert, the SEC's somewhat late choice to change its argument could end up being extremely risky as the discovery phase of the lawsuit closes in under 2 weeks. The entire argument completely backtracks on what the SEC has been saying for almost a year. What does that mean from a legal strategy standpoint? Look at what the SEC has just done. It's not good because it opens up the possibility that the SEC could lose both its pawn and its bishop. The judge has already made a firm determination that as far as she's concerned, the speech was Hinman's personal opinion. Now in this motion for reconsideration, it's given her more very similar documents to review and change his position in the speech 180 degrees. Similarly, as expressed by attorney Jeremy Hogan, one of the Ripple community's lead advocates and legal counsels, the SEC case is coming to an end. There's a low probability of the case getting expanded, as these experts have expected April 2022 as the end date for the years-long lawsuit. Accordingly, expert analysts and crypto enthusiasts continue to hint at a bullish price rally for XRP as they set an objective of $27 over the long haul. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and turn on bell notifications. If you have any questions, drop us a comment and we'll see you next time.